Michael with United Veterans Worldwide, excited today to meet with Wazhma, and she is an Afghan woman who is educated, has brilliant visions of the future, and a desire to continue to help her people. And I'm excited to have her introduce herself. Washma, will you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Thank you so much, Michael. Thank you so much for giving me time to be in your program. My name is Wazhma Sadaat. I'm an Afghan woman, and I used to be a journalist radio journalist in my back home, Afghanistan. And I worked as in media for more than 20 years in my back home, Afghanistan, and also in Pakistan. I'm graduated from journalism, and in 2014, I left Afghanistan. That time, I was a spokesperson for Women Ministry of Afghanistan in 2014. Before that, I used to work as a media commissioner for Independent Election Commission of Afghanistan, and like that, I worked in many sections of media. And now I'm living in Canada, Calgary, Canada. And I left Afghanistan in 2014. So here in Canada, I am a director of Calgary Immigrants for Immigrants Association. And also I'm helping Afghan community here. Afghan community, Afghan newcomers, and beside Afghan newcomers, so I'm helping other newcomers from other communities and other countries as well.
I applaud your efforts, Washma. It's always great to see a woman who has been raised in a country where now women are so limited in their ability to speak and have a voice, and you are using that voice for the right things, for doing good, for helping others, and I love your efforts.
Thank you so much, Michael. Thank you so much. I always in Afghanistan as well. So women in Afghanistan always deprived from their rights in Afghanistan, and any kind of changes, government changes or political changes. So the victims are always women in Afghanistan. So when I was in Afghanistan, so my all radio programs were to advocate for women's rights as well. And here as well, I'm mostly trying to advocate for women and also for newcomers and immigrants.
Yeah, and that's an important message to have right now, especially since the media and coming out of Afghanistan has been lying to Western media, pretending to be supporters of women and children and programs, while at the same time limiting that resource for women and children. Washma, if I can take you back in time, what was it like growing up in Afghanistan when you were younger and before the U.S. war set off in Afghanistan?
I was very young when I left Afghanistan for the first time, and we immigrated to Pakistan that time. When the Taliban, for the first time, when the Taliban came and took Afghanistan, that time I was 12 or 11 years old. And that time I really wanted to study and become a doctor. But unfortunately, when Mujahideen came, so the situation of Afghanistan get worse day by day. And after that, Taliban came and I couldn't continue my education in Afghanistan. So we left Afghanistan and being immigrated to Pakistan. In Pakistan, I continue my education, my studying in one of Afghani school. So after that, it was very difficult for me to work because there was a lot of family problems as well, and some environment problem as well, society problem. So that's why I try my best to continue my education, and I faced with many challenges during my education, and in 2000, I think it was 2000, after first time Taliban left Afghanistan, so I came to Afghanistan and I start my working for Afghanistan. So that time I was worked with a radio station. That radio station was by the name of Khalid. And after 2 years working with Khalid radio, so I worked on Pact radio, with the Pact radio, and Pact radio was all their program was all about women rights, and also about and it trained people from like students, university students who liked to be a journalist or make some programs or reporters. So I trained people who was interested to make reports and to be a reporter. So we worked in Pakistan and Afghanistan on border provinces. I worked a lot in with the students in Jalalabad and also in Peshawar. So we worked in universities with university students, and from there I start not from there, but when I was in Pakistan. After Taliban took Afghanistan for the first time, so that time I started working with BBC Radio as well in education programs. It was a soap opera as well. That was about the daily life of Afghan people. So from that time, I learned how to make soap opera and what soap opera and how it works in community. So I faced a lot of problem, but when I came to Afghanistan, my problem get worse than Pakistan, because it was very difficult for a woman who came from other country and work with the people who spent 5 years with Taliban, with no school, with no any radio stations and media in country. So it took time for me. It took time for me to just work comfortably with these people. So after that, I start my programs for women. And my all programs were for advocating women rights, and there was some stories of Afghan women who faced the challenges and family problems. And after that, I tried a lot to pursue the girls to get educated and to make some reports for our organization there for the Pact Radio. And a lot of women interested for this section on being in media. And I trained them, and they are now working in a very named media as well.
Very good. That's wonderful to see students finding so much success from what you demonstrated.
So thank you. Yeah.
So let me take you back a little bit in time. When you learned that Osama bin Laden was found, captured, killed in Pakistan, what were your initial thoughts?
Yeah, at that time I was very young, and I was worked with BBC Radio. And I really, when I heard about that and I saw the news, so it was new thing for me, because I wanted to go to Afghanistan back. And when I heard that news, so just the first thing that I had in my mind, so it was to go to my back home and my people.
Yeah, that's amazing. For us, he was a symbol of hatred. He was a symbol of division, dividing the people.
Sure.
And for us to have captured him in Pakistan was a shock to us because he had lived so long in Afghanistan running the war, the conflict. And I remember meeting with the Pakistani military and a high general, and we asked him the same question, and he did not want to answer because the school that he was the commandant in charge of, the military school, was just down the street from where Osama was captured and killed. And the question we had was, how did you not know that he was running operations from this location in Pakistan? It was a hard answer.
Unfortunately, Afghanistan always the situation of Afghanistan when getting worse. So there is our neighbors of Afghanistan who always try to just not stop war in our country. They are trained many groups to stand against each other, and today that you see Afghanistan situation, it's all because we always heard from our neighbors countries that they are always they have some what says for that. Sorry, my English is not very good.
Your English is very good. It's very good.
Everyone see their own benefit in our country always, and that's what is in this situation today.
Yeah,
and no one is just thinking about the people, about our kids, about our women, and about our people who that in what situation are they now. So now if you see, because we have direct contact with our people, so our people are in a very bad situation today in Afghanistan. Our women, our girls, it's not just because of school and because of work. It's a big issue that they have, and big of and one of their basic rights that they are deprived from that. But there is a lot of other things like early age marriage, like just giving them instead of some money, and like this, we have a very bad culture for women as well. That's affect our women a lot. And when there is not any women rights and anyone to advocate for women, so it's very difficult for women to stay there. There is a lot of women that they are fighting with these kind of problems and challenges now in Afghanistan. So from one side, they are deprived from their basic rights, that's studying and work, and take part in political and economical, political, or their every section. And from other side, the families or have a fear that they should just marry their daughters because they don't have any other choice. So this is the most problem now in Afghanistan. And also from other side, finding job is very difficult for people. It's the other side that people again thinking about their daughters to get their daughter should getting married, and they should a responsibility of another person, and they should feed them, because it's very difficult for a person who doesn't have any job, who doesn't have any money, any work, or any like income, and they just feed their all family. And sometimes they are selling their daughters. They are selling their kids. So for feeding other kids and other families, they are selling one member of their family and other families. And that's why when they are coming to another countries, especially in from that kind of situation, when they are becoming migrant in other countries, so it's very difficult for them to survive, because when they are coming to other country, so they are facing with a different kind of challenges. Like we are working on a soap opera now, about that soap opera is about Afghan immigrants, that what kind of challenges they are facing in Afghanistan, why they are leaving Afghanistan, how they leaving Afghanistan. Most of people who are leaving Afghanistan, so they are not living like legally. They are trying to be immigrant like illegally, from illegal ways with the human traffickers. And it's other problem that we want to have this topic in our soap opera. This is another problem that a lot of people are losing their life, their loved ones' life, and some people who are arriving to their destinations. So how kind of problem they are facing? Like, I'm working with these people, so now when they are arriving to their destination, they are facing with language barriers, like with the system. It's very difficult to integrate in another society, and a lot of more problem they are facing. They when they are coming here, so completely they are facing with mental health, because everything is new for them. So our people are always, Afghan people are facing challenges challenging edges in Afghanistan as well, and whenever they become immigrants, so they are facing the challenges there as well. So our soap opera is all about these things, that we are trying to educate people and show them that how kind of dangerous is illegal ways that they are choosing, and it's a kind of experience for them to choose the right way for being immigration.
And I think that's a great way to do it. Put it into a TV show so that people can have the emotion of the experience without first having to go live it. And part of the issue in Afghanistan today is the sexual violence that's forced upon women and girls in Afghanistan today. And it's not widely covered in the media, but that is the single most dangerous thing to women, not the education, it's the violence. And then when these people, these women, these children try to choose the illegal way out, because sometimes there's no other choice, then they fall into the hands of human traffickers who exploit them sexually even more. And this cycle of evil just doesn't stop. I wish that there were more organizations who, after conflict or when they see refugees fleeing, would be there to catch and protect them, versus allowing evil men to grab and control. It's so difficult. And Wazhma, you mentioned the mental health. When we talk about trauma from combat, a war environment for many years, and that includes in Pakistan too, because conflicts have gone over the border, how do you deal with the trauma that you experience mentally, physically after that.
Yeah, people who are coming here, so they are coming with trauma. So from 2021, when Taliban took Afghanistan and people start coming to Canada, especially in Calgary, so I start some programs for them. From the first time, I worked with CCIS. CCIS is Calgary Catholic Immigration Society, and people who came from Afghanistan, so they stayed with this organization, and they rented some hotels for them. And I was worked. Our offices were all in these hotels. And I was the person who tried to just get especially women out from this trauma. And because when they came, so they felt that they are alone. And when they thought that they completely alone because they didn't know the language, they didn't know the system of transportation to go to buy something that they need, and also there were a lot of other issues and problems as well, especially women girls who were alone, because in Afghanistan we used to stay with our family, especially girls. And when they came here, so it was a big issue for them that how they should stay alone. So it was very difficult for them. I saw a lot of women who came here, and they left behind their family, even their 6-month or newborn kids, so baby. So it was very difficult for them, and they couldn't even talk. They just cried. And after that, I made some programs for them. Every night I had night shift from 3 to 11. And every night, 8 o'clock, I prepared some tea and just called everyone's room. And I invited them for tea, for drinking tea. And we sat together and I talked with them. In this situation, every person needs for some sympathy. And if we don't have someone to have sympathy with us, so we always think that we are alone.
Yes.
So because I knew their culture, I knew their language, and I knew everything about them, about their situation. That's why I could help them better than others. So I prepared this program for them, and during this program, they introduced with each other as well, because the people and the women who stayed in hotels, so they didn't know each other from before. So when they stayed there, so when they came to this program, so they introduced with each other as well. And if they had some questions, so they could easily ask for me and get their answer as well. And especially when I told them that you can bring your family, you can apply for your family, and especially for your first family who are your kids, and that's your kids and your husband or wife. So they became very happy for that, and it affected them a lot positively. And still or remembering that time, and they are calling me, and from that time I make a WhatsApp group for women. Still we have that WhatsApp group, and hundreds of women are in that group.
Wow.
For the first time, I was the only person who helped them, who answered their questions. But now in that group, we have hundreds of women who help each other. Helps each other, and when they are asking some questions, so when I'm seeing the messages, I'm seeing that they are just connecting with each other. They are asking questions with each other. They are answering. So it's a very good way. I found this way very positive for them, especially for their mental health. So yeah, after that programs, now they have still they have connection with each other. They are visiting each other, and it's a little bit in this situation that they are new here. It helped them a lot with getting integrating in society,
Yeah.
and also with solving their problems.
So are the Afghan immigrants able to assimilate into the culture there in Calgary, which I know Calgary, I've been there. It's has a lot of different races, religions, culture in Calgary itself. Are they able to find friends and learn English and speak the language there to find people outside of their culture?
Sometimes it was at the beginning. It's very difficult for them, especially for very difficult when they are joining the English classes. So it's very difficult for them to sit from 9 o'clock until 2:30, and someone is speaking with them that they even don't know one word of this language. Sometimes they all get bored. Sometimes they are don't want to go to these classes. That's why I make plan for them. I made plan for them before 2 years, and I made some English classes for them. And that classes were our instructors was Afghans, and they could easily communicate and ask their questions about the meaning of words, about the meaning of some sentences. That's very important for them. In these classes, we taught them how to make an appointment, like a doctor appointment, like other appointments, and also how to shopping, how to about the transportation system, and there was some very important topics for them, and very short sentences, very short conversation, very short words, and very easy words for them. And for 1 year, fortunately, Minister of Immigration and Multiculturalism of Alberta, who was Minister Rajan Sani that time. So she helped us a lot. And when I went to her and asked her for funding for these classes, so she was the only person who stand with me, and she support me, and I start these classes for Afghan community. So it helped them a lot, and about 400 Afghans graduated from these classes. And for the second time, unfortunately, we couldn't get funding. So that's why I start as a volunteer these classes. I worked as a volunteer for these classes, and we just made these classes as online. And still it's going on. Good. And people are studying in these classes, but it's completely volunteer.
Good. I love hearing success stories, although I know that there are so many other situations where Afghanistan immigrants are struggling, and that includes here where I live too. I want to do more to help these Afghans to come to my house to eat dinner, to get to know us, get to know our culture, so that they don't feel alone, even here. And language is the biggest issue, because I can't convey enough how I can't convey love or support or understanding unless I can have a communication with English. I just don't.
Yes, definitely. Everyone, like common people, all want to, like you, want to help Afghans. But unfortunately, our governments, I don't know, all governments, all all world is stopping their helping on Afghans. Even they are not getting funding to support Afghan women in Afghanistan. They are stopped all funding on Afghanistan. So that's why just I'm advocating for Afghan people. If they get funding for Afghan people to help Afghan people, so it will affect positively, and it will be very good for Afghan people as well, because now everyone stopped their funding on Afghanistan. So there is not just Taliban. Funding is not going to Taliban. There are our common people who are struggling with today's life in Afghanistan, and if they cannot help in other ways, so they can food hampers, clothes for them, like warm clothes. In this winter, I heard a lot of Afghan family didn't had any thing for warming their houses. They spent this cold winter without having anything. So it's very difficult for them. It's very difficult, and all world is stopping their assisting, and they're helping on Afghan people as well. So yeah, I wish everyone think like you, and everyone want to help Afghans.
Yeah, we're all God's children, and we need to help each other. You mentioned other immigrants that you help. What countries are they from?
Mostly they are from Pakistan, from India. Some of them are from Africa, and I have a big WhatsApp group for them separately. Because Afghan people, they were communicating in this group in our own language, Dari and Pashto.
Yeah.
And in the group, they were communicating in English. So their group is completely separate from Afghan group.
Yeah. So when you talk about starting this soap opera, are you going to launch the soap opera in Canada? And it's going to be in Dari, Pashtun, or what language?
It will be in Dari and Pashto language, but it will have a title in English. It's actually a radio soap opera, but we will have some we will try if we have some animations for that, so it will help people to understand better, and it will be in YouTube and Facebook. This will be in our own language.
Very
Dari
good.
And Pashto. Not from Afghanistan, because first topic is from Afghanistan. We will have one studio in Afghanistan and one studio in Calgary, Canada. And the people, we will following the topics and the stories from Afghanistan to Canada, and even and we will have stories from other countries as well, because Afghan people are not just in Canada. So from Europe, from US, from other countries, Australia. So we will have a lot of topics and stories from that countries as well, from Afghan immigrants.
Yeah.
In our
That's an incredible project, and I'm so happy to help share your message with my global audience today, to know the situation for Afghans, especially as they immigrate to different countries and the challenges they face. This is an important issue to talk about, and I thank you for being such a diligent warrior to help your people assimilate into the cultures of the countries in which they live, and especially for starting these soap operas which will help educate um, not only Afghans but also people like me. If I were to tune in with my wife and see it, we will learn what we can do to help.
Yeah, thank you so much. Actually, this soap opera will be a mirror of Afghans' lives, and also it will save millions of Afghan lives. So they will know the safe ways, and it will be the good way to understand if someone is educated or not educated. So literate or illiterate, so they will know about this soap opera, and they can just know about the right way to choose for being immigrants.
Yeah, wonderful. That's beautiful. I appreciate that. The last couple of minutes here, Wazhma, will you share with me a little bit about how you have overcome your challenges that you face and how you find joy in your life today?
When I came first to Canada, in 2014, the reason that I left Afghanistan, so my young brother, who was 28 years old, we lost them in a bomb blasting. And my family asked me that they lost my brother and they don't want to lose their other child. So that's why they asked me to leave the job and everything and not working, sitting at home. And I had to do that. Mm-hmm. I resigned from my job. And after some 3 or 4 months, I left Afghanistan. So when I came here, I was alone with my 2 kids, and I was pregnant. My husband was not with me. He was in Afghanistan. And when I came here after 1 month, I had my 3rd baby. And so with the 3 kids, I was alone. I didn't know how to drive. I didn't know how to speak English. I could speak English. Actually, I could just solve my problem, but I couldn't speak smoothly. So actually, I didn't know about anything here, because everything was very different from our country. The system, the language, the culture, everything was different. So, and I was alone as well, and with 3 kids, small kids. My oldest one was 7 years old, and the second was 4 years old, and the third one was a newborn baby. So it was very difficult for me to spend the life and just overcome with these challenges. So, but I thought that I should start. I should not stop. I should start from here. I know that it was very difficult to start from zero, but I start English classes. And after that, I tried to learn how to drive. I got my driver license, and after receiving driver license, so it was a little bit easy for me. And after that, I started working for new immigrants. From that time, I was working as a volunteer. When people from Afghanistan came to Calgary, the newcomers, I mean. So they reached out to me, and I was part to guide them, who show them the way that where you should go, where you should apply. I was the person who wrote their stories, and after that they brought that story to their lawyers, and in this ways I helped my people that time as a volunteer, I mean. And after my children growth in 2021, I thought that now I can work, and I start my working with one of immigrant services organization. And after 1 or 2 years working with them, actually the Afghans, all Afghans who came, who was a newcomer, so they request me to register an organization because no Afghan had any organization here in Calgary. So they said that if we have an organization that Afghans serve us, so they will serve us better because they know our language, they know your culture. So why you are not? So they gave me this idea, and I registered my organization. And after that, here was an Indian guy by the name of Jay. He helped me a lot. He supported me a lot, and he showed me how to run an organization and how to get funding. He introduced me to ministers, and after that, the Alberta immigration minister, the Minister of Multiculturalism and Immigration of Alberta, support me with the funding, and I start my organization and my project. So yeah, it was my story, and now after long time, last summer, I found my colleague from Afghanistan. He is originally from England. And he was the first person who brought soap opera to Afghanistan. And I had this idea from very before that if we have a soap opera about Afghan immigrants, so it will be very good. So that's why I contact him. I found him, contact him, and I shared this idea with him. And he told me that he will be with me and he will assist me and help me to start the soap opera. And after last summer, we start working on this soap opera. We collect stories, we collect some reports, we research for them, and we collect topics, about 300 topics we now have for the soap opera. From every topic, we can write a storyline for our soap opera. And everything is prepared for this soap opera now. Just we are looking for funding, and whenever we receive funding, right away we will start recording, and we will start broadcasting our soap opera, inshallah.
Yes, inshallah. Yeah, very good. Well, thank you very much for joining me today and for sharing your story, Wazhma. It's an incredible journey, and I love that you are doing so much good. So thank you for the good that you're doing to help humanity. And I will stay in contact with you. And when you're able to launch, I'd love to help spread that message. And please send me something I can put in our description here at the end so that I can show people the support they can show you, and just continue to pass this word along to help Afghans assimilate. That'd be great.
Thank you so much, Michael, and thank you so much for having me in this program today.
Thank you.